It's like everything going back to normal, descending, just like I thought it was. I mean, in a good way. To me, it's a good way. Because it's like this situation supposed to went a whole nother way, but instead, everybody went the wrong way. It was so much wrong in a situation that's just supposed to have been about God. And let's just be real about it. It was cabin houses. I'm just saying this stuff. I'm saying this stuff in a good way, you know. Palaces involved, cabin houses, uh, uh, just a lot of inhumane. I ain't gonna say inhumane, but a lot of under the table stuff that was really dark and sinister. Fraudulent crimes. Uh, uh, it was destiny swapping. It was awful. It was awful. It was a time that evolution supposed to came. I felt like everybody when I heard in the Astro that we decapitated evolution. I'm gonna put me in it. We decapitated evolution. When I heard that part, when I heard that we decapitated evolution, I kind of gave up then. I gave up then. Not like gave up on myself. I gave up on whatever was going down that's supposed to have been this great thing. Because it was like, after that part went away, and I do play a role in that. Maybe I shouldn't have been dealing with that test for so long. But it was like whenever that part went away, everything else was just dark and sinister. It was a lot of under the table sex going on. It was a lot of sex going on, a lot of drugs going on. There was a lot of stuff that was going on that was supposed to have been of God. It was supposed to have been a moment for God. But it seemed like it was just a lot of impurities going on. Like, if that's the right word for it, indecency. Not indecency. I'm looking for a word. But it was just ungodly. That's good enough. A lot of ungodly stuff. A lot of sin. Once the evolution part went away, it was like the downloads I was getting was no longer downloads to elevate us. They wasn't even good downloads. They was just what's going on around me. It wasn't good or bad downloads. It was just what's going on around me. It was no more downloads to elevate us. It was like somebody took all the downloads to elevate us and descended us. Like somebody extended, whoever destiny swapped with me, turned the information that I was saying all the way around to the point where it just decapitated me too. So I guess these messages is done. Ooh, wait. One moment in our life that we could have took a good advantage of, I was helpless. Somebody sacrificed me and I was just completely helpless. The only thing that they were pushing me on to doing, and no matter what, was that toilet test. That was it. Like, you gonna stay in this box, we want you to do this all day, every day. And I was like, nah, I don't think so. But it was so many angels that got re-navigated into the wrong direction. So many people, so much good lost. Oh my God. So much good that was lost. But I'm hearing the Astro bring it down. Bringing it down, descending a lot of stuff that's supposed to have been great. Supposed to have been a great opportunity. Even me, like, descending a lot of stuff about my situation. Not me, like, personally, just things around me that could have elevated everybody. It could have been generational wealth at the moment, anyway. Which is still good for me, because I ain't had nothing anyway, because whoever was taking everything from me put me in a box and made sure I never seen it. So I can go to work. And I can stop doing so many messages. And I can just start going back to normal life. Because I couldn't do it while everything was going so wide open and everything was elevating and everything was ascending. I can go to work now, though, the way it's looking. Cause everything going right back down. It's like it's going back down. It's like a clockwise. It's going right back down to normal. It's like somebody just kept interfering. And they was relentless. Like they just wouldn't stop. They wouldn't stop. They just kept going. Negative, just negative this, negative that, negative this, negative that. Going to the cabins. Everything this is God's book. But it felt like they took God out the equation and put a pimp in the equation. Like just took God out of the story altogether and put a pimp or a player in the position of God. And boy, did it take an ugly turn. It took a disastrous turn. But I can go to work. I never got to experience none of it. I never got to see none of the new energy. I never got to see none of the stuff that I earned. I never got to see none of it, nothing at all. So I ain't missing nothing. I can just go on back to work, you know what I'm saying, and start my life over and probably have more in my new life that I start over than I had in the previous life. And this life, same life though, just started over because I was too busy pouring into my family, my ex-wife, and I want to say my son, but I ain't had my son that long. But I was too busy pouring in other people that you normally supposed to. You know, you have a family, you're supposed to pour into your family, but now I can just pour into myself, I get a job. So I'm not disappointed at all. I'm just disappointed that it looked like this story might be taking a turn for the worse. Or it still could be on track. I don't know. Right now the message is pretty bad. It's like everybody descending. Everybody just descending. I don't know what happened. I seen what was supposed to happen, but didn't nobody do that. Like people were supposed to admit to stuff. And I live in a family. Shit. I hate to call y'all a narcissistic family, but when you're a narcissist, you don't want to admit to humiliation. You don't want to admit to your wrong. So I ain't gonna call y'all nothing. I done forgave y'all. I just, hope God will be done. I don't even care. I ain't never had nothing anyway. I just know when I get out of this situation this time, I'm going as far away from y'all as I possibly can. Because I see why I could never get nothing. Because I learned in 2020 why my mail was wrong. Because my mail always been bad and wrong. But I never knew why it was so wrong. But in this situation, everything came to the light. I seen what was holding me down. And it's been my family this whole time. So, yep. I think this is it, y'all. I think it's winding down now. Closing out and winding down. That's all they talking about, moaning, cabin houses. The noise, y'all. The noise is horrible. And especially when you conduits to God and angels to God. I know y'all was redirected, but man, you gotta use your third eye when it comes to stuff like this. You gotta know if you're an angel, what you should and shouldn't be doing. It's like somebody set all the angels up, especially the women in my case, to really get yourselves slaughtered. In the worst way, really. In the worst way. I'm just glad it's over. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. I'm glad it's winding down. It's finna be, cause I didn't get to enjoy nothing anyway. I heard about everything. I could tell by the messages I get that whoever they think I am got a lot of money. But that ain't me. I ain't getting nothing. I'm still wearing the same clothes I've been wearing for the last 10 years. I bet my ex-wife like, what did I do? I told you, you had that damn thing. The relationship was awful because you always knew you could do. You were young. You were just young and dumb. You was young. I'm sure you know now, but it's definitely too late. We could be friends. That's the most we could be. Because at this point, the way I got attacked and the way I got tortured, I don't even want nobody to touch me. I don't want nobody to put their hands on me. But you were just young. I forgive you. I hate that. That ran through your whole family. I hope you break that. If this is what I tell you, my ex-wife, Preach this to your family. Make sure your family never do this again to nobody else. Make sure you give our son the best education possible. Make sure you feed him right, and make sure you do not put that poison in his head that go along with this experimental plan that you had planned the whole time we were together. Make sure our son stay far away from this evil. You know, that's one thing I envied about you, and I just never told you. I could tell that you always got what you wanted, but the problem with you was that you never noticed the good that God gave you. You always wanted more. You always wanted this. You always wanted that. You can't have everything, but you know that now. It was always more and more and more with you. You were never happy. You were never happy. I knew you were never happy. You could never be happy. You were too busy trying to please everybody but yourself. Don't ever get in no relationship. Don't ever get in no real relationship when you're trying to please everybody but yourself. Because I can feel the change leaving off me, like certain things is fading away. That's like I said, I don't know if it's good or bad, but I know I can go to work. And I know I can mind my business. I know I can take care of myself the right way this time and not worry about nothing, because in this situation, I learned that who you think love you and supposed to love you don't love you at all. So don't waste your time. In my situation, don't waste your time on it. Don't even waste your time on it. Just be the best person you could possibly be for God and let it go. You come in this world by yourself, you're going to leave out this world by yourself. Because the way I got treated by family members and loved ones and all that was just totally unnecessary. My God. But like I said, in 2020, when I went to them card readers, thank God for y'all, before you knew me and things started switching up and people started blinding me, you told me about these experiments, and I was like, I've been in these experiments my whole life. So I'm going to be real with you. Me going to get a regular job, it's going to be like paradise to me. Because I always had to give somebody something. I always had to do for somebody. I always had to take care of somebody. And not in no way of people saying you doing everything for everybody. Not in that crazy way. I live in the slums and the hoods. I was always doing for people that I felt like needed help and support. Abandoned kids, abandoned individuals, people that I was doing stuff for neighbors, people I truly didn't really know. You know what I'm saying? I might have had 4 to 5 friends tops. And we would really help each other if you could call them friends then. But outside of that, I ain't had nobody else. So I didn't really waste no money when it comes to that part. But I did waste money in taking kids in, helping people, kids. You know, it's expensive to take care of kids, especially if they ain't yours. I wasted a lot of money in that department. But I never got to spend money like I wanted to on myself. I will this time. Oh, Lord knows I will this time. The only big issue in this situation is I would probably have to change my whole alias. Name, birth certificate, everything. Which would be well worth it. But it looked like everything is finally going away. Because as long as everything was ascending like it was, I couldn't go get no job. I tried. And you could tell the people was acting like, do I know you? I know you from somewhere. But now, it's looking like they getting rid of a lot of stuff. But yeah, that's it. I just thank God I did what I did. I'll probably do another message later on tonight. And I thank God I tried my best and gave my all. That's it.